Hello, everybody. Welcome to Do It for the Wellness of Your Life. My name is Antonia Escobar, and today we got a special guest, Nancy Mattos, a holistic therapist. How are you, Nancy?
Hello, Anto. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the invitation to your program. Thank you so much.
Well, you're here because I was watching Awaken of the Senses, and it was an amazing program. And there is one part of thing that I would like people to understand and know about you, okay? Where is a holistic, what is it? What is it, a holistic therapist?
A holistic therapist, this is the way I'm defining it within myself at the moment, is someone that supports themselves and others holistically, like looking at health, deeper than just the physical, and the emotional, the psychological, the spiritual. So we just look at the whole picture of the human being. So if I'm doing a session with someone, supporting them with trauma, let's say, not only I look at their experiences of their past, but also look at their ancestral history. Yeah. So what happened in their ancestral lineage? What information do they bring in their genes? So we work a lot also with transgenerational healing. I also do an energy healing. So we look at also the auric field, the chakras, how soul, how everything is functioning for the person. So that's basically that. That's basically what a holistic therapist. But also, obviously, I've got counseling, and I've got another therapy called emotional therapy and energetic healing. So I combine all the therapies in whatever the person needs when they come to see me.
A holistic therapy that combines everything.
Yes,
everything.
And really goes with intuition more than anything. So when someone comes to see me, I actually know, like, I can use all the knowledge that I have, but I also connect to what the person needs. And according to what the person needs, we go with the flow, supporting the person. So, yes, so that's sort of...
That's great. Well, I find it fascinated, and I love it. There's a lot of things that I still don't understand, and I think the audience are in the same position of me. But we are here to understand them.
Yes.
Okay. You said that the holistic therapy goes to the four different levels: body, mental, emotional, and spiritual.
Spiritual, yeah.
Today we're going to talk about emotions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How you describe emotions? How you use your emotions? Because I know you actually explained to me, and I saw it on one of your programs, that there is a way that emotions affect all our life, and even the people that are surrounding us. Mm-hmm. What is emotions, and how can we adjust those emotions to improve our life?
Yeah, and look, I wanted to make a comment that this is fairly new for all of us. Yeah, like the educational system doesn't teach us that. Like our parents, most of our parents don't know much about emotions. So all of us are sort of really learning about these other areas of ourselves. So I think that until very recently, most of us have looked at emotions like, well, they're just there, like not paying attention. Emotions are really a language that gives us information. For example, if I was to come to this room and I meet you, and suddenly I feel a knot in my stomach, I could try to sort of look at, okay, what is the knot in my stomach telling me? And maybe the emotion could be, oh, I might be scared about this interview or something like that. So everything around us and within us is about information. So there's a lot of judgment with emotions. It's like we should be all calm and collected. The reality is that we are not. And this is a great time to be true to ourselves and to go, okay, well, there's that certain emotions. For example, one of the main emotions that we work with is anger, fear, sadness, and joy. And it's actually the movie. There was a movie recently for children, and they worked on those emotions. And disgust was the other one. So it's about understanding what's my relationship with anger. Like how does anger play in my life? Do I get angry about everything? Is anger my main emotion? So questions, always questions. How does sadness play in my life, Am I comfortable showing sadness? Or is it an emotion that I'm not really comfortable with? Or I'm always showing sadness, The same as fear and joy, So a lot of the emotions that we express now are similar emotions that we used to express as a child, you know what I mean, like in a family. So a child shows all the emotions, but depending on the parents, they're comfortable with some emotions and some other emotions they're not. So if your parents were comfortable with anger but not with sadness, you will be supported to express anger and not sadness. So that creates an imbalance, yeah?
Okay.
So one of the things to look at emotions is how balanced is my relationship with emotions, and one of the things with all this is always asking ourselves questions. There's not really right answers. The answer comes from within, but how as I said, how is my relationship with anger? How is my relationship with sadness? Is fear running my life? And especially with the current situation that we're all going through at the moment worldwide, where we have a lot of information about things that are happening, and we need to keep asking ourselves, is fear taking over? Is affecting my relationships with others? Is affecting my decisions? So, as I said, we have to have more questions than answers at the moment.
Yeah. I get what you say, and I actually got stuck on one part that you just said before that. It was like if our parents were more in relation with anger, anger is something like normal for us, so we will be able to express it. If our parents were not related to expressed emotions, sadness, we will be sort of similar. Okay, how can we balance that?
It's always about awareness. It's always about going, well, in my family, for example, this is a personal experience. In my family, anger was very well expressed. So when I started looking at myself, how easy it was for me to get angry, and there was a lot of judgment because I used to get angry all the time. So I started questioning, why is it that I get angry all the time? What does this mean? And the first thing was, I don't want to be angry all the time. I don't want to have to overreact, because it's when anger is such a powerful emotion, and if we can use that power for our benefit, is fantastic. But what happens with anger is that we run loose and we lose control and we see red and we lose our power completely, and then we regret it. So it's about creating a healthier relationship. So the way to create changes with all this is becoming aware. Okay, I'm always angry, or I always react with anger. What does this mean in my life? And then the next question that I had was, how does sadness play in my life? Because I never used to be able to express sadness. So what I realized is that it's not that I wasn't sad, is that everything was expressed through anger. Mm-hmm. Yes. So even if I was sad, somehow my and this is unconscious survival mechanisms, yeah? So I will be like, I will be angry. Mm-hmm. But when I started getting to know myself a little bit better, and one of the practices that I did and I invite people to do is I will have a list. So anger, sadness, fear, tired. So I will have a list like that. So whenever I will react with someone, especially with my children, and I will be angry, what I will do is I will go to my room and I go, okay, I need to identify what's the other emotion underneath the anger. So anger was the primary emotion, but what's the secondary emotion? What was the other emotion underneath the anger? And I will wait until I will pick one of the list that I had. You know what I mean? So I will go, oh my God, I'm sad. And I would actually start crying. You know what I'm saying?
I was sad, but I was reacting.
Sad, but I expressed anger. How crazy.
Yeah.
But this is the crazy world that we're living in at the moment. You know what I mean? That we express things, but we feel other things. You know, people say, yeah, I'm happy, but they're really not happy. You know, so we need to really start questioning. I mean, for those that want to question, some people might never question, and that's fine too, you know.
Yeah, well, going into that, I know what is my reaction when I get angry. It's frustration with the kids. Yeah. I don't know if everyone is on the same boat as me, but sometimes it's very frustrated because you want the best for them, and it's very hard when they actually are sort of teenagers and they don't want to follow what you're saying. But it's a very, very, very nice way for you to understand yourself the way that you just explain it.
And also emotions are connected to the body. So when you say frustration, the next step will be, where is frustration expressed in your body? You know, and you might go, oh, okay, frustration feels like a knot in my stomach. Okay. So you connect to the body, because the way to release emotions, and this is what you were talking about, how do we do it, or how do we make changes, is emotions have to be expressed through the body. So feeling the anger or the frustration in the body. You know, sometimes people are...
Listen to your body.
Listen to your body. You know, is it in my throat? Some people lose their voice all the time because everything is stuck in their throat. Some people have chest pains. Some people have, a knot, some constipation. All those stuff is actually the body telling us, well, we're not expressing emotions properly.
Which one is the emotion?
Yes.
That's amazing. I think we got it quite clear, everyone, of how we manage our emotions. Hopefully. Is good for you to understand. We're gonna continue the next episode with Nancy. I think we're gonna have like a couple more. It's a lot of questions that I would like to ask her, and I'm pretty sure you will ask her too. Nancy, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
We're gonna recommend people to go to Awaken to the Senses.
Awaken in the Senses.
Awaken in the Senses.
They can find us on Facebook.
Find us on Facebook. You also have a Spanish broadcast as well on
Alumbra.
Punto Latino, Alumbra. So you can find Nancy there. You can see it's just 1 hour program. It's an amazing program. I listen most of the time. You can see my comments underneath there. But we're going to continue with this next week. So stay in tune. Be yourself. Love yourself. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.